back, everybody, to the Objective Slant with my beautiful self, Michael Aaron Lloyd. See, I have a flimsy piece of paper in front of me. We'll get to that flimsy piece of paper in a minute because I'm terrible with time and managing my time, but that's okay. And you know, we've been doing this show for about 9 months now. It's our ninth show, and I've got to say I've loved every second of it. As I continue to say each and every time we come on here, man, it has been a blessing in disguise to have this show here at UNT and Denton at large, you know, and it's just great, you know, to come on to your television screens each and every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. You know, that's great. You know, that's good for everybody. You know, you get to watch the show either, you know, on your own time as its own separate thing, or you can just watch it in the live stream. It's all good. Or on television. It's all good, man. It's all good. So with that being said, I've got a lovely young lady here today, and just gonna what was that?
I had to wave.
What was the just smile and wave?
Smile and wave. I'm like a pageant queen.
No,
I never got to be a pageant queen, so this is my one and only chance.
No, but seriously, introduce yourself to the people at large.
Okay. I'm Madeline Germany. I'm a student at UNT.
Is that really your last name? No, I'm just kidding. I know you.
I'm friends with Michael here. I'm an English major, and I have lots of opinions, so he decided it would be fun to bring me on.
I did. It was a long time coming, you know. It had to be done, you know, and the
Yes.
bonds that I've formed here at this university has been so strong. It's been so great, and I love every second of it. But yeah, so really quick, let's just go over some things that maybe have happened, maybe that are going to happen in the future, and you know, it's going to be the whole 9 yards. So let's first talk about those street preachers that came here. I know it was a very fun experience again. You know, they came here last year, and you know, they came here for about 2 days this year, and it was great. It was a Thursday and a Friday that they came this time around.
I love the way you're covering it. It was
What?
great. It was a great time.
What? It was a great time.
It was fascinating for someone who likes to do news.
It was fascinating for me. What can you? I mean, it is. It
Yes.
is fascinating. Like, you know, it was insane. You know, to just see the kinds of reactions that I could see. You know, like people were dancing. People were going ham on that type of speech. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't. You know. Now, while I don't condone what they say, you know, it's not really the best kind of speech, but you know what? It's all good. You know, they can say whatever they want to say. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day. You know, we all are entitled to our own opinions. Like I said, way back when, in September, first show, you know, it all comes together. But yeah, that was a great experience. You know, that was last week or the week before last. You know, that they came, and it was really, you know, just an interesting time. You know, there was also another thing that was going on, like literally like adjacent to it. So you know, it was great. You know, just to get the people moving. You know, try to dispel the hate. You know, dispel all that cancerous noise, and it's just. It was fun, you know. Just to conclude, it was fun. It was fun, and I mean, you know, they're probably going to come back next year, so we'll be ready in full force, you know, to talk with them. You know, maybe kind of give them something, you know, give them some of our nice words of encouragement on to wherever they go next, because they are preachers, you know.
I think what's really nice to see from that kind of thing, especially here at UNT, is that it really shows how the students can come together as a community, and it's less about the negativity that they're putting out, but like us all coming together and being like, hey, we don't like the negativity. So
yeah, you know, it's just it's so spicy. It's so spicy. It's so spicy. You know, it's so spicy, so scandalous. You know, so
yeah.
excellent. And
So delicious for you, the news person.
I'm not really the news person. I just kind of come on.
Okay, well, you're acting like a news person.
I mean, I do have a nice, this is
A nice shirt,
yeah,
a nice set.
Yeah, this isn't really a nice set, but
Okay.
it's a good set.
It's a good set.
It's a good set.
All right.
Let's see, what else was I gonna say on this flimsy piece of paper that I have here? Oh yeah. So remember when Steven Crowder came here, and remember my guest from March? I know we keep referencing him, but I mean it's all in good fun, and it's all in promoting people to the best of their abilities. Can't really sell anything on this program, but we can just promote positivity and stuff like that. But let me tell you something. It was bizarre to watch Steven Crowder, just get up in like this woman suit, and just go inside of a Planned Parenthood, I think, and it was bizarre to say the least. Maybe you haven't seen that because I follow him on social media and stuff like that. It was a very bizarre experience to see, and I gotta say, I've got nothing. I've got nothing on that, to be completely honest.
I mean, what's your opinion? Was it?
It was bizarre. That's
It was bizarre.
It was
Okay.
a bizarre experience.
Is it something? If you were in his place, is it something that you would do?
No. No.
Okay,
Why would I dress up like that?
I don't know.
Just to prove a point, at least,
Hey.
or at least to try to prove a point.
Yeah. But unfortunately, the thing is that the more bizarre you are, the more attention you get. You see that
is
in
true.
politics. You see that in anything.
That is true. That is very true. You just gotta go where the attention is and everything like that. Yeah. Move on here. Let's see. Now, obviously, something that's not going to happen, that probably won't pass at all. It's making abortions just basically illegal and punishable by death. Here, more specifically, I know there's some other states that are like super against abortion. There was like, I don't remember the statistics, I don't remember the data, but it was like, I want to say it was like Ohio, Mississippi, or something like that. I don't remember. My brain is still, kind of fried from everything that's been happening. But I don't think you can do that. Let's not try to do something like that. I mean,
Again, I mean, with the idea, it's the more bizarre you are, the more extreme you come across, the more likely people are to be like, "What are you talking about?" and give them airtime. Basically.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right. You're right.
I say that as a woman.
See,
Just kidding.
no, it's fine. It's fine. We can make jokes. We can make good jokes on
We can
here.
make jokes.
I'm gonna put this in my pocket.
Okay.
This
relying
was
too
not.
much.
This is not planned out.
That's
Yes,
okay.
Should have had a better, piece of paper than that, but it's okay.
I like our conversation so far. It's
Yeah,
nice.
it's been great. Let's talk about the gays.
The gays.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
talk about the gays. I love the gays.
The gays
I
are so
stand.
Great. It makes me feel great. Okay, so to clarify, I didn't say this in my intro, and I realized I maybe should have pushing hair on my face.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I identify, as of right now, a queer woman. I'm not trying to do too many labels because I've come to realize in my own time that trying to label every single change in your attraction to someone or to people is just fruitless. At least it has been for me. So I identify as queer. I'm definitely attracted to women. I'm also a woman. In case, I don't know, I guess I should clarify. But yeah, there's a really big queer community here in Denton and especially at UNT.
And it's absolutely fantastic.
It's really nice just to have, and in my opinion, I think it's some of the most positive people I've ever met. Like I said, we were talking about the street preachers, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people who went out there were of the gay community. And there obviously
Where were
isn't.
you?
I was in class,
Oh.
but there were a lot of people, you know, in every group. There are extremists, there are people who aren't, you know, the best, I guess. But a lot of times, a lot of what we see is positivity and the idea of spreading love instead of anger or hate, which is a movement that I'm totally down for. I think the easiest way to get through to people who are angry and looking for an excuse to not like you is to be as polite and smile as much as you can. I mean, that's what you see in any kind of service, too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, how do you feel personally, you know, about being, you know, oh God, I can't.
No,
I
go
can't,
for
I can't
it.
ask
No.
questions because
I won't
I'm
be, you know I won't be offended.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, I'll just say it. How do you feel like being as an LGBT person? You know, how do you personally feel? You know,
How do I feel? Well, for me, I was really blessed because my parents were very understanding. My dad had a harder time than my mom, of course. There's always one parent, but you know, it's just kind of our normal now. I guess I didn't really present as the stereotypical gay woman or queer woman, and that made it a little bit more shocking for them. But for them and for me, their only concern was my safety, which again, it's the most unfortunate thing is that you have to be worried about your safety. Every year, in September is Dallas Pride, and I love going, of course. It's a fun time. It's a great big party. And every year it's a big fight with my dad because he's always concerned about if I'm going to be safe there, especially with the more recent, like the Orlando shootings, unfortunately. It's hard to tell, but I love my identity. I think it's a part of me. It's not the only part of me, but I love who I am. I mean, I wouldn't want to be straight, I guess, just because I don't really know what that would feel like. I always make this joke that I think everybody's a little bit gay, a little bit, but then that's just because it's from my perspective, because I don't know what it feels like to not have any attraction to the same gender, you know? And I think that's, again, where like the connection between some people who argue that it's a choice, not something you're born with, comes from, is that, you know, a lot of people don't know anything but being heterosexual. But I also don't know anything but being queer. I've always liked girls. So I think it comes from that. It's the not being able to know anything because you can't imagine it. It's like, you know how butterflies see like 16, they have like 16 cones and we have like 4?
I don't remember
Well,
this at all.
They do. Butterflies can see like a billion more colors than us. Not really a billion, I'm being dramatic. But if I asked you to imagine what those colors would look like, could you?
No.
Of course not, right? Because we have no concept of them. And that's how I think a lot of people feel about sexuality, is like if you've never experienced it, it's difficult for you to understand it. But if you try, if you understand, if you just say, hey, like, if I'm attracted to women, and let's pretend I'm a man, and I'm attracted to women, you know, I don't have any interest in, you know, men, why can't it be the same for a woman to feel that way? I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's perfectly reasonable. No, you're fine. We have all the time in the world to keep this show going, you know, and it'll just keep on going, you know. Let's see, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, the Mueller report. Yeah, it came off the top of my head once again because, you know, it was just kind of there, you know. It was the whole thing with, you know, Donald Trump and everything like that. I don't know what you think about about our presidente, our little orange-haired president.
Well,
And you know the whole thing with Mueller coming out and all that good stuff. Or have you not been following?
well, I can talk on our president, I guess. I think, from my perspective, I think what will happen is, okay, let me start over. I think hopefully, I don't know, how many years has it been now?
It's
been 3 years.
It's been almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years. I think with such an extreme person being in office, hopefully he hasn't really gotten much done in ways of radically changing our lives. And, you know, unfortunately there's so much going down at the border, but that would be happening either way. But the wall hasn't been built.
There is no wall.
There is no wall.
There is no wall. I talked about this. There is no wall.
There is no wall.
There won't be a wall. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think so either. But what I think will happen more than anything, I don't think he'll have a second term. What I really think will happen is that he will be seen as an extremist, and hopefully that will be a move towards both sides willing to compromise more, willing to come in the middle so we can prevent something like this happening again. Because his election, I was not happy about, I'll say, as a queer woman. His election represents a lot of people just being unhappy with the extreme sides.
Fair enough.
And I think we've already seen a lot of what's the word? Dual party, like, compromising, right?
Yeah.
With like the vote on Obamacare, right? We see McCain, rest in peace, making the decision to, you know, not go with the normal, what you would expect, Republican side, and deciding to vote against getting rid of it just because we didn't have something better in place. And we've seen more of that, I think, all across. And hopefully it won't end up in more extremism, and it'll move more towards the middle, where I think it'll be healthier, safer, better for everybody.
Fair enough. I was actually referring to, you know, Russian collusion.
Oh. Okay, well, you know what?
Do you think that he may have, you know, maybe, just maybe?
Well, listen, I'm just a person who personally loves conspiracy theories. So I want to believe there's a possibility. I think it's strange that, I think the fact that they did an entire investigation into it and he fired so many people working on the investigation, is suspicious enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, because let me just go over it real quick, because I don't have any pieces of paper in front of me. So basically, what the Mueller report says is basically Trump isn't either. He's not guilty of anything, but he may be guilty of something. Who knows what it is? It's going to be a long time before that develops, you know. Same thing with, you know, like other situations go on, you know. It takes a long time to develop them, and it just be like that sometimes. It really does. It really does be like that sometimes.
It's like a Schrodinger's cat of guilt.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hesitation.
Yes. Well, I was like, wait, what? Schrodinger's cat? I was like, what does that have to do with
Is it dead or alive? Is he guilty or not guilty?
I see now. I see.
See.
I get it. I get it now.
Okay.
I get it. So, man, it's the end of the semester, you know.
Yes, I do know.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling tired. My schedule's all weird.
It'd be like that.
I'm excited to have summer and probably go home for a while and be with good people who make me feel good and happy and safe, right? I live in an apartment now, student living, and
It'd be like that.
it'd be like that. And it's okay. I have 3 other roommates who I never see or talk to. Oh, well, I see one of them. Her name is Ariana. She's great. We talk in passing if we see each other. Sometimes I'll make a comment like, "Ugh, the people upstairs are so loud, haha," and she'll be like, "I know, haha." And that's about it. So I don't get a lot of interaction that I'm used to. I lived with the same roommate for 2 years, and we were living in close quarters, not barely separate rooms, second year. And then she had the audacity to go and get married. And didn't invite me to live with her and her husband.
It be like that. It really
Can you believe?
It really do be like that sometimes, you know, like straight out of high school, you know, you got people that are just like, wow, I'm married now. They got the ring on their finger and everything. And it's just like, what? That's such a shell shock to me because I know some friends from high school that are married like now. Everybody's got something together, you know. So everybody's got a little piece of something together. You know, we're all gonna make it in the end, and that's really just, you know, the thing.
But it's hard to not compare yourself to the other people who are doing so well. Oh my gosh.
That is true. That is very true.
Like, I think all of the people, well, the problem is my first friends in college, my freshman year, I lived in honors dorms. Not honors, the dorm, it was Rollins because it was freshman honors, but unimportant. All the people who I was surrounded with and making my first connections with at college were honor students. And I was an honor student too, but they were honor students in the sense that they always got 4.0s, wanted to get the perfect grades, were, you know, planning on graduating like 2 years early, all these things. And I'm gonna be here an extra semester because I've changed my major twice. And it's just intimidating, right? You see people who are doing so well and seem so put together.
What's your major now?
My major now is English.
Specify, because there's
English language arts concentration. So I can be a teacher and teach English. I didn't want to teach because my whole family teaches, and then
so something kind of happened, you know.
I started tutoring, and then I was like, I love teaching. I knew the whole time, didn't want to admit it.
Yeah, it really do be like that
It
sometimes, you know. Speaking of English majors, let me just clarify again because I have to keep clarifying some things to people, like everybody that I talk to. You know, first of all, this show is literally just the amalgamation of a pipe dream that I never expected would happen, and it happened, and now we're here. Secondly, I'm not really the most versed in things. I just like to talk about interesting stuff, and you know, it's all in good fun and everything like that. You know, it's all to get the mind flowing, to get the people going. Reference to last month. And yeah, I'm not really, you know, the best kind of guy, you know, to be really, you know, like talking about everything with, you know.
You're not an expert, but you're someone who has opinions.
Yes, that is true. That is very true. And you know, I'm just a creative writing major. I'm not like I don't do daily TV, as you know, like the little sign says behind us here. That's not me. I mean, I wish, you know, it could have happened, but it didn't pan out that way. And
but you know what? You have your own platform now, and just be confident in it.
Yeah, that is very true. You know, gotta be extremely confident in your own platform. You know, growing the show the way it has been growing. You know, I spread the love everywhere, except for Snapchat. I don't even use it at all. But
Snapchat's good. That's my controversial statement for the episode.
Snapchat's dead. But you know,
we'll be honest,
spreading the information to, you know, Reddit, Facebook. You know, I still use Facebook a lot. Twitter, that I've gotten back on way much more, and it's been fun. You know, getting back on Twitter and everything like that. And yeah, Instagram too. You know, I spread the word via Instagram, and of course, you know. And of course, this channel here, you know, just Denton Community Television. I keep trying to tell that is not North Texas television, but that's okay though. That is totally fine. You know, people get their minds mixed up with things a lot, but that's great. It's all in good fun. So honestly, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I really enjoyed this. It was fun. It was great. We had a great conversation. You know,
Lots of different conversations.
It was a big conversation with little conversations spliced into it.
That's how you do it.
That is really how you do it. So yeah, I'm gonna be here. Not really in this room all
Forever.
summer. Not really in this room all summer, but I will be here. So expect a trio of shows throughout the summer because I don't know, you know, it's the end of the semester, you know, people are gone. It's basically a ghost town around here once summer comes around. So I will definitely be here to possibly speak with someone else, who knows. That just really, you know, it could be interesting, it could not be interesting, you never know.
I mean, when I become a fan favorite, I'm going to come back on.
Yeah, you are definitely welcome to come back on, like I said. No.
No, of course I'll come back on.
No, you don't want to. Just
Okay,
kidding.
sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I'll be here. Again, not in this room all summer, but I will be here, you know. I'll have a lot more free time to, you know, come on down and get some filming in, you know, maybe have a guest or two along the way, and it's gonna be fun, you know. It's gonna be real fun to wrap up like the initial first year of the show, you know. We're 3/4 of the way done with the first year of the show, and I've got to say, I've loved every second of it. So, with that being said, everybody, I'll see you guys next month with another Objective Slant episode, and thank you so much for watching. My name is Michael Lloyd, signing off. Thank you.